when we talk about moderate caloric restriction, I sometimes have a problem with that word restriction because it makes it sound like you have to be hungry, really hungry. And that's not the case at all. It's just eating. I always saw it because I do this every day. I feel it in my own body. And I've experimented with what happens when I overeat. I feel lethargic. And what happens when I love how you said right on the money, because when you hit it right on the money, you feel like you have energy, you feel a certain lightness about you, but you're not hungry. You don't feel restricted. I just feel satisfied and happy. And I hit it. I feel
you hit it right on the money, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And it really is like that feeling of where you can't feel your stomach, but you don't feel hungry either, and where you're always thinking about food. I also think that up here feels so good because it just makes your body feel good and you're not stressed about reaching your ideal weight or being too heavy or too skinny. You're just comfortable. And I want everyone to experience that comfortability.
Yeah, it's a good point. Because you're right, we're not caloric restriction till we're uncomfortably hungry.
No.
We're eating so we're not full, but eating so you're not full doesn't mean you're hungry. We're living our life. We're out there playing games, playing volleyball, doing things, doing whatever we want to do in our life and having fun and not being hungry.
Right.
And then if we get hungry again, we go eat again.
Yeah, and it's fun to eat. It is fun to eat. I really enjoy food and thinking about eating my next meal, but it feels so much better when you work up an appetite for it.
Yeah, when you're hungry, when you go to eat it, you needed it.
Hunger is the best sauce.
So we're not recreational eating, even though we enjoy our food. We're not eating just for recreation when we're not hungry. And we're not recreational eating when we're already had enough calories to get to the point of being full and stuffed.
Yeah.
Just because people are overeating for the taste.
Yeah.
And they're overeating for the taste. And even if their stomach swells, they're having much more calories than they require just because it's recreational eating to eat that much food.
And I think we're really good at recreational eating nowadays. It's very accessible. It's very easy. Even if you're not eating all the time, you can be drinking something for 6 hours straight, and just keep one drink after another.
Snacking, they have something, they're drinking some kind of liquid, they're putting something in their mouth. Yeah, right.
So we talked about the moderate caloric restriction. Now I want to move on to the micronutrient excellence. And what does that mean? Because you're telling people don't overeat, try to hit it right on the money and enjoy your food. But it's a lot easier to not do a caloric rush when you pick the right foods.
That's right. That was when you pick the wrong foods and you have a caloric rush, which means calories that rush in the bloodstream from oil, sugar, white flour products,
they're really Franken foods. They're not even real.
Right. They're unhealthy foods but those create addictive drives to overeat in the brain. So we're requiring less calories. But the other factor, which we were just bringing up, is we're talking about eating a diet rich in antioxidants and phytochemicals from colorful plants. Because our longevity, one of the strong determinants of longevity is the nutritional concentration of the cell, particularly how much antioxidants and phytonutrient diversity is in the cell. So we're so by eating lots of vegetables and berries and onions and mushrooms, these, particularly the G-bombs, particularly different types of green vegetables too, with less calories, with not overeating, in our diet, our dietary portfolio has a lot of nutrients per calorie, and therefore our cells have a lot of nutrients in them, a lot of nutrient concentration, nutrient density in the cells. And as we overeat calories and put more body fat on the body, that dilutes the nutrient density in the cells because it spreads the nutrients out to a bigger mass of tissue if you're excessively large. And if too much fat, and fat cells sequester nutrients too, disproportionately, especially fat-soluble nutrients. But in any case, so we're talking about nutrient density in the tissues, and that's where, let's eat our salad. Let's chew it really well. Let's eat sprouts on the salad. Let's have scallion on the salad. Let's eat arugula, which you hate, on the salad. Right?
Don't tell people that. I'm just kidding.
So we're eating all these healthy foods with a purpose, because now I'm going to get all these protective nutrients in the cells. And then the other half is the lack of toxicity in the cell, which is the other main determinant of longevity, is the lower level of retained metabolic waste. And the high degree of nutrient density enables the body to keep the toxicity low, because it's the nutrients that enables the cellular machinery to get rid of carcinogens, toxins, free radicals, and other waste products that you could not get rid of if you didn't have all those nutrients in the cell. The nutrients help us so we don't want to expose ourselves to toxins that are needlessly, but we keep our toxins low by watching our exposure and by having a good nutrient density in our cells.
They could do the work for us and really repair our bodies, even if there is damage.
Yes, because if you lived 30,000 years ago, there's still poisons in natural foods. There's still poisons in the natural environment. The body's designed to deal with some degree of toxicity. And thus, our body produces its own waste, its own toxins. You produce formaldehyde. Your body produces ammonia, formaldehyde, and uric acid and urea and all types of things that are not healthy for you.
Do we produce methane, like the same as cows?
Does the digestive tract produce methane? Probably produces some.
Yeah.
Not the majority that cows do. But in any case, you're producing some toxicity in the tissues, but the body's able to remove the free radicals, remove, and clean them out. But we can overwhelm the body with toxins, stressing out the body's ability to detoxify. But detoxification is a major factor in controlling longevity. And the word detoxification is enhanced by good nutrition, lack of exposure to toxins, and living with sufficient time where you're not eating. Because when you're not eating, the body enhances detoxification mechanisms to repair and remove toxins when you're not putting food in your mouth. You need those time without eating.